Hi, I'm Suzanne and I work for HTC and Truro and Penwith College, and today we are going to show you how to lay a table. So it's all about the aesthetics and making sure that we make everything look beautiful for guests coming in. We're also going to cover how to clear a table afterwards. Okay, so first of all, biggest tip from me is before you even begin to lay your table, is make sure that you polish all of your glassware and all of your cutlery. Now we've polished all of our cutlery and glasses, we've got all of our mise en place ready. Mise en place is a French culinary term for everything in its place or putting in a place, which basically means that we've got everything ready to begin prepping for the start of service. So first of all, I've been around the table and I've positioned all of my chairs in the correct place around the table. So I've got 6 covers coming in for this table today. I'm going to start by laying my side plates down to the left of my chairs, and this is really to give me positioning for when I'm laying the table. We'll go around and do this. Okay, now my side plates are in position. I always like to start with my mains knives. So what I do is I position my mains knives to the right hand side, and then my mains forks to the left. I'm just making sure that we're leaving enough space for the plate to be put down in front of the guests without us having to move the knives and forks out of the way. I tend to always fiddle with tables as well, just to make sure that we get a positioning right once everything's down. So once we've laid the mains, knives and the forks, so now we're going to put our starter cutlery. We'll put the starter cutlery to the outside of your mains, because obviously starter comes before mains. So we want to be eating from the outside in. So when you're putting your side plates, remember, if you're putting your mains cutlery down afterwards, remember that you're going to have to leave enough space for your cutlery starter, your starter cutlery to come in with enough space. Okay, so we've got all of our cutlery down now, and then, as I said, I do like to faff around with tables just to make sure that everything is okay and everything's in position and it's all really lovely and formal. So this table's a bit wonky because we have a natural wood table on here, so things do tend to slide around a little bit. What I'll try and do is just straighten everything up, and I like to use the tip of my thumb, so where the natural crease is, and I tend to go around and just make sure that everything is equidistant between where the knives and forks are and the edge of the table, so that it's all looking really lovely and uniform. Now, many years ago, we used to wear gloves to do this, so we weren't getting fingerprints on. I'm just aware that I've got really clean hands, that they're not greasy in any way. As you can see, this is all kind of looking quite uniform now. This is quite a formal restaurant setting, really, so people coming in for meals. We haven't put down dessert cutlery, but what I will do is I will just show you how you would lay your dessert cutlery over the top. So it would always be a spoon on the top, and the reason that we face it this way round is that people will tend to use a fork as a spoon as a knife. So when they bring it down, or the waiting staff bring the spoon down, it would come down to that side, okay? So that just goes there, and then the fork would go the other way. Okay, so that is just an example of how we would lay dessert cutlery. Right, so we've got all of our cutlery down, so now we're down to glassware. So what we'll do is we're just going to lay a white wine glass and a water glass today. So we'll put the water glass just here in front of the knives, and then we'll put the wine glass just above. The reason we do it like that is because most people would have water, not everybody would have wine, so it's easier for us to take the wine glasses away. Again, I'm just making sure that it's all quite uniform and looking beautiful, because when people come in, they want to be able to feel a bit special. You always take the wine glasses from the bottom, because the bottom is for us and the top is for the guest. And my top tip is you never, ever, ever touch glasses like that. So even if you are clearing glasses, never from the rim. Never have our glasses. You are also able to put down red wine glasses as well. We'll just put those at the top here. You're always taught that if you pour in the red wine into the taller glass, it's easier to be able to do that with the glass furthest away. Okay. Right, and then we've just got napkins here, so I'm just going to pop the napkins down here, making sure that they are straight, ironed, always ironed. It really depends on where you work and where you're laying the tables, where napkins go, and everyone will be different. But the most important thing is that they are ironed and looking and clean, no stains. guest. So our guest has been seated. So this could be the first time that we've met our guest, and there's always a way of doing it. We don't want hello mate or all right, how you doing? Take a seat. So what we want to do is greet them really politely with a lovely smile on our face. So, good afternoon, sir. How are we today?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Here, I'm just going to give you your menus.
Wonderful.
I'm going to pop a bottle of water down on the table for you.
Right.
I'll give you a second, just have a look at the menu. Can I get you a drink or anything while you're looking?
I would love a glass of wine.
Perfect. Would you like red or white?
I would like red on your recommendation.
Wonderful. I shall go and get your glasses.
Thank you. These are very well polished glasses, by the way. Very,
good.
very nice. And the cutlery is outstanding.
Some places you work may require you to break a napkin. So break the napkin basically means that you are taking the napkin away from your guest. We'll fold ours in a triangle for this demonstration.
Well, thank you.
Okay. The reason we do this is that obviously gets the napkins off of the table, so it's easier for us to put plates down when it comes to it. It also shows that you're getting the guests ready to be able to eat.
Thank you.
So now our diners are ready to eat. We've just collected the food from the past, and we're going to come in and serve our guests from this side here. And the reason we do that is because most people who are dining will be right-handed, and it means that we are not disturbing their flow as we put food down in front of them, and also we're away from the glasses because obviously our glasses are set to the right-hand side.
Thank you.
So now our guests have finished their meal, so we are now going to clear. So we are clearing this side. How was your meal, sir? Okay?
Very nice.
Good.
Compliments to the chef.
Oh, I will certainly let him know.
Good, thank you.
So what I'm doing is I am just...
Is it Dave in the kitchen?
It is Dave in the kitchen
marvellous,
today.
marvellous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is just stack the plates correctly. So I don't know whether or not that we can see this on the film. So what I'm doing is I'm just holding that bottom plate, and I've got my fingers underneath to stop it from wobbling, so it keeps it stable. I'm putting that plate on top, so that when I clear, I can stack my plates, be able to carry things away correctly. It means I'll be able to carry more plates away. Right, what we don't want to see ever is any trays or anything just left on the table while you're clearing. We don't need any stacking or leaning over guests. Particularly if there is food on plates when you're clearing, you want to make sure that you're scraping those plates onto the bottom plate so that when you're stacking the plates on your arm, you're not getting food stuck to underneath. And remember, we never pick up glasses like that.
Perhaps more wine, please.
After we've cleared the starter plates, what we'll need to do is clear the side plates unless the guest is using those side plates still for bread. If you're unsure, it's always really polite to ask. So then what we're left with before mains come down onto the plate is just left with their mains cutlery and the wine glasses and water glasses that are being used. What's really good practice is actually when you are clearing your starters, or any time that you clear any parts of the table, that you just ask if wine glasses are not being used to take them so that people are dining with a clearer table. Would you like me to take your wine glasses away?
That's fine. I'm going to stick to white. Thank
yeah,
you.
no worries.
Very kind of you.
grab you another glass if you need it later on.
Thank you.
And take them away. So what we're going to do is clear mains cutlery now. So mains have been served. Everybody's having a really lovely time. So we'll just clear the mains cutlery. And are we finished with your meal, sir?
I have that. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Is everything okay for you?
It was lovely.
Okay, we're just clearing mains, plates and cutlery. And then we'll return for the salt and pepper. Take those off of the table. They're not going to need it for dessert unless they have a cheese plate where they may ask for it to be returned. It's very rare, but my philosophy is if it's not needed on the table, it doesn't need to be there. So we just clear it as we go. So at this point, we would then bring menus back over for our guests for any dessert. So ask them if they'd like to see the dessert menu. And so once the dessert cutlery is down, the reason we put the dessert cutlery down as soon as we've taken the order is to ensure that the dessert cutlery is down before the guest receives their dessert. And that is how to lay and clear a table.
Thank you very much. Enjoy. Brilliant.